In here. All right, great. And there were many others that signed up. Oh, here's another person. Yay. All right. Aria's joining us. We'll see how many others come on board here.
Yes.
Good. So how you doing, Bing? Where are you living, Bing?
I'm still in Colorado.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, you move out, right?
Yeah, I'm in Scottsdale, Arizona now.
Oh, nice, nice. Yeah.
Yeah, except when it's, I moved here because in Colorado it got down with wind chill to minus 35. And so I said, no more of this. I'm not a cold person.
That was
And
one
and I
winter. That was
yeah, and I came here and we're in the summer it's averaging 116, so
oh,
what's the lesser of two evils here?
yes,
So,
yes, yes.
all right. Great. Hey Aria, how you doing? I should be on in a second. And Elizabeth, where are you from?
When I first met, geez, God, electronics and I are not good
I hear
friends
ya.
during
I
the
hear ya.
eclipses. It's crazy. But yeah, I was when I first started coming to you, I was in Massachusetts, and now I'm back in New York City. So
Oh my goodness.
I'm in the Bronx. So yeah, it's
All
where I'm
right.
from. I'm comfortable here.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as you're comfortable, you fit in, everything gets more in sync than a place that you're not comfortable in.
Yeah, these are my roots, Yeah, I mean, it was nice to be in the country for a few years, but I need to be close to my family. So my family's here. My son is here. So yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
So
great. Yeah.
yeah. So I'm in the Bronx. That's why I have sirens in the background right
I
now.
didn't even hear them. So
Okay, good.
yeah. And hopefully you don't hear my background noise as well. And so we were expecting a lot more people that signed up, but we'll see if anyone else joins us. This is great. All right. So everyone pretty much knows me. Just to reiterate a couple little things, I never know how the healing takes place with people, how they're affected. I pretty much let that up to the old man or woman upstairs, which I refer to it as the source or God or the higher consciousness, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't care as long as we're acknowledging it to some degree. And sometimes people are affected most immediately. Other times it may be incremental, or as soon as they walk out my door or whatever, or 2 minutes later, or I don't know, walking down the street 2 weeks or 2 months later and saying, oh my God, when did this leave me? If that should be the case.
Yes.
And so that's the way I enjoy it. This takes the responsibility off of me and over my self-edification. I give the edification to the old man or old woman upstairs. And I've seen where people have told me that their cancers have gone away for some people, and where injuries have healed most immediately or in a very short time, or when they're going into a surgical procedure that doctor says, oh my God, I've never seen the skin cooperate so well. And, all kinds of stuff. So, are there any questions or comments? Anything I can try to answer before we start? Just a couple of us, which is great. Anything, anyone, please.
Um,
Please, Bing.
I'm trying to think. I know the last time I spoke to you, it was I told you that I couldn't understand like I slept so well, and and the next day I felt so much better, like I've never felt before.
Fantastic.
Yeah. And I've been fine ever since. I mean, I've had my moments, because I lost my husband, but
Yes.
other than that, I'm fine. I'm good.
Oh, that's excellent. That's excellent. You
So
know, the sleep is needed. Sometimes, or oftentimes healing happens during sleep.
yes,
Very important. And, even with me, I'm usually working, between, uh, 10 a.m. all the way through, well, from 9 until about, maybe 11, I do my computer work, emails and texts and phone
right.
calls, stuff like that, and also during the day. But when I do have a chance, and at night, I go all the way to 2 or 3 in the morning,
Yeah,
and sometimes 4 in the morning. And then, there's times that I need my sleep too. And so, I grab it as I can.
yeah.
Eh,
Just there's just one thing that it happens all the time. Not very often because some people were like, I went to the grocery not too long ago, and
sure.
I don't know if you remember when I told you that um I saw this man at the corner, and I gave him, I thought I didn't have any money, but when I turned my head there was $1
Oh,
um on the cup holder, and I gave him $1, and as I drove away, I was crying. I think I called you that afternoon because I couldn't understand what was going on. And anyway, not too long ago, I went to Safeway by me, and this lady had a license plate. I think it says Arkansas, and she said, "Ma'am, do you have a change? Some change?" And I said, "I'm really sorry, I don't, because I really didn't." So after I came from the grocery, I took some cash out, and I gave her cash. And
cool.
as I drove away, I was crying again. I don't know. I thought, what the heck? Yeah, it happens all the time. And I can't understand it.
I think
I
that,
can't.
my impression, what happens, uh, we have an experience like that, and what we're feeling is the after effect of the love of God,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what the crying is. It's that deep, deep love of God and how it wants to give.
Yeah, and
And
but so
what,
anyway, after that, I prayed that she would use it in a good way. That her needs would would be the good behavior, or whatever, the good
yeah,
purpose,
yeah,
uh,
and, for the best of her.
for the
Yes,
best of her. Yes.
yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. Um, Here they don't allow too many people panhandling anymore, but when the ones that do, that I see that really need it, then I'll give them. So sometimes I've given them groceries, sometimes I've given them money,
Right. Right.
sometimes I'll buy them a cup of coffee, whatever's needed,
Mm-hmm.
whatever's
Mm-hmm.
needed,
Yeah.
and the real ones,
Yes. Especially when I see a woman, and asking for something, that's when my heart breaks.
sure, very important to recognize that too.
Yeah,
Good
yes.
for you. Good for you.
But I
Yeah,
don't
that's
sort of,
that's the love of God that you feel, that,
I see,
that's the compassion of God,
I see.
and
Yeah,
enjoy it, and recognize it. Let
yeah.
it become a part of you in your life.
Mm.
Fantastic. Good for you.
Thank
Eh,
you.
Hey, Aria, how you doing, my friend? You doing good? You look good.
Thank you. Um, it's the filter.
It's always the filter.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I have a question.
sure.
Uh,
I'll try to
why-
answer.
Right. I know what I should do when I get a message not to do energy healing, but I'm so curious if you have any opinion about why that happens. Like, there's times that I want to do energy healing and I'm hearing, no, don't do it, right? So why does that happen? Not
Listen to
hearing,
it. Yeah,
of course. I always do. Yeah.
yeah. See, another way of looking at that is, and I've talked about this in some of my workshops online and stuff. Um, the mind, I'm referring to the mind of the godliness, the divinity of God. It shares with us the ability of free will, but at the same time, in that truer free will, we're listening to its voice, and it's a part of us. We're of it, and we're listening to it through the intuition, which you're very fluent with. And uh, it's it, to get off on a little tangent here, it's in the what I call the divine darkness that I teach in my classes. I teach about the divine darkness a lot, or oftentimes. And it's like the mind of God. And in this mind of that godliness, um, it's almost it's like black, but that's the soil within the mind of God. And we have our fortes that uh, are always there, and they're initiated in that mind. And our forte, say, if intuition, the intuitive will perceive uh, from our consciousness that's waiting to be drawn upon. The consciousness is set up for whatever the abilities are or the gifts are, even of giving or intuition or healing or whatever. We're always set up in that vein, and it'll continue in that vein. And we perceive of these things through the intuitive. That's where the guidances and directions come from, or the voice. And it's in the divine darkness that we've chatted about at different times, but it's where um, the monolith of understanding comes in, and where a change happens as you follow your edict in life, as you follow your path in life. And it derives from, I love this, it derives from an idea. The idea is what we've already set up in our free will, yours being, say, the intuitive. It's enhanced in the mind. And it's an idea that you've had that perpetuates itself. So you're listening to that idea, and there's a continuation with it as well. It's almost like we're taking every time we listen to it, even if we regularly listen to our intuition, which means inner teaching, we're always listening to it. But every time that we do, there's a transcendental leap that happens. It's an evolution that comes forth from the greater mind, unbeknownst to us. And we can't figure it out, we can't catch it, but there's a leap that's happening always. There's a change that's happening, a growth that's happening. And it takes us into the next step of evolution with greater and more subtle at times, mostly at times is subtle, but there are leaps. And we're falling into a pattern deeper and deeper and deeper of what our gifts are. And but there's so many millions of gifts, we can't judge one's better than another. Everyone's unique in their way. We need, in what Bing was referring to, we need the experiences of Earth. And what you're referring to, we need the experiences of mind and the world's mind. We need these things because in order to have an idea of the intuition that might be expressed and understood and then accepted, we need these things. I know this is getting a little deep, and I apologize for it. But see, the divinity, that godliness within it's the original idea, and it's carried through the original word of what we're set up for in our life at this time in this place of life. And the word is always echoing. It's never not. And it continues to echo throughout the universe. And it's a living word. So you're perceiving a hint from that living word, a tiny, tiny piece of that conscious of the mind of what we call God. This very word, though, it carries life. It carries life. And whatever your genre should be or could be. And it's set into motion by your self-knowing. And there's an epigenesis, there's a growth that's happening from it. And it's still ever evolving. I hope some of this made sense in the way that I phrased it all. Okay.
So I followed most of it, but I was kind of waiting for the part where it's okay to want to heal and hold back when intuition says so, or there's a reason for it, and here it is, or like it's just such a weird feeling to want to give energy healing as you taught me to do, and then be told hold back.
Yes. And all of the above. And so, whatever your genre is in that moment, it's perfect. And we know when we cross the line, when we don't necessarily feel comfortable about it, or it's not our place. It's not going to hurt anyone, but at the same time, it may not help anyone necessarily, or it may. Your genre is staying mostly into the intuitive understanding of it all. And that's a gift. And but if you say for someone that does have a particular genre, if they veer off into other aspects, unless they were born with that, or they began to develop it at an early age, it's going to the original genre won't necessarily, or original attribute won't necessarily develop fully. So the idea is to, for me, I thought that healing was the only thing, but I know that there's many forms of healing. There's thousands of forms of healing, I would gather. But I thought that mine was the only way. And so, but I stayed with it. And I kept staying with it and staying with it and staying with it for over 48 years now. And it's not that it's old. It's not that I know this, I know that. Everyone is unique, and the healing will grow into various forms. So I'll get to a taste of those forms in healing. And you can't have any gift unless there was intuition. But I've always chosen not to be, the psychic or or the seer or whatever. I've chosen that. I've stayed with what I have. The other comes in freely if it should. The other will happen with the intuitivity. So I don't know if that makes sense in answering your question. It's pretty much staying with what you have and honing in on it and developing it. that it naturally happens as you're utilizing your gift.
So that does happen. So I'll say to someone, would you like some energy healing? And they'll say yes.
Sure.
And then I'll get a message, don't do it. And sometimes I'll be like, oh, well, I'll just give them a little because after all they accepted,
Yes.
and I should give them a little, but maybe I just won't go as far as I usually do. And then there'll be like a push against my
Yes.
hand. Anyway,
Yeah. I
I
don't.
do trust it. I do. I
Good.
just wish I had some, my brain is like, what is that? Even though the rest of me is all like, who cares?
Yeah. Like I said, stay with the genre. I don't ask anyone if they want healing. I know people are coming to me for healing. For you, they might come for the intuitivity.
Right. That's why I'm
regard to
asking
that.
if I can switch. Yeah.
And so what happens is through the healing, it comes, say when I'm working with someone, it comes naturally without me doing anything. It'll be a part of the healing, whatever dynamic is bugging them, emotionally, mentally, physically. It comes naturally where I don't have to ask them or to do things. It happens anyway, if that makes sense.
No, my brain is like,
Okay.
no, that
Oh,
doesn't
that's
make
fine.
sense. But no, wait, but I feel better. I feel like something just got resolved and I'm grateful. Thank you.
Awesome. Awesome.
Thank you.
I'm sorry for the glare here. I don't know how to avoid that. I don't know if that helps any, but
You just look like you're made of white light. It's okay.
thank you. I resemble that remark. Get it? Remark. Yeah, but yep. Yep.
Thank you.
Everything is set into motion through self-knowing and acting. Self-knowing and acting. And it's an epigenic act that's always growing within itself and always evolving. And this is, from this, I should say, everything is self-developmental from the experience of the memory of things that we've experienced here on Earth. Everything is self-developmental. And it's from our memories of, all right, this has happened before, so I'm going to watch it happen within me. I'm going to watch the other person of their response of what's really needed. Good question. Anyone else have questions? Thank you, Aria. Anyone else have questions or comments? I can try to answer during this time. Anything, Bing or Elizabeth?
Mm.
All right. All right, great. So what I want to do, I want to, let me make it a big screen here. I can see everyone clearly. There we go. All right. Elizabeth, is there anything in the world I can try to help you with? And give it to the old man or woman upstairs.
They, them. Yeah, I have a cancerous growth on my back right now. That I'm having Mohs surgery on. It's squamous cell on my back.
Oh, good.
My right side. Next week I get Mohs surgery. So anything, I don't know, anything you can do, and yeah, I just want to heal well.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you got the surgical procedure scheduled, which is great. And I think that's awesome.
Mhm.
And what I'll do is make it simple, or I'll have
Good.
them that I'm a part of, and you're a part of, and everyone's a part of, just make it really simple and clean. So let's go ahead. All of a sudden, I'm getting mosquito bites. Okay, but
You're getting what?
mosquito bites.
Oh, no.
Oh no! And they're so small here, and they're fast. They're faster than the big ones that we have in the Midwest and Northeast. All right. And you said you're right, my left.
Right,
Okay.
my right, yeah. By the shoulder blade up. Like, yeah,
Okay.
mid shoulder blade, but to the left.
Don't
closer.
worry about it. Yeah.
It's the left upper right quadrant.
And you may experience a little warmth or movement or electrical discharge. Thank you so much for letting me work with that. That's awesome.
Thank you. I can't thank you enough. Yeah, thanks.
Awesome. And please do keep me updated and please do come back.
I will.
And
I will. Sorry, I've been a little bit, I went astray for a while. I've been MIA. Getting
that's okay.
used to being home again. Yeah.
Oh, that's a good thing. You know,
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
you need to break into, everything in life in your way and feel comfortable with it. And good, you're at a good place too. And definitely. So, and please, don't forget if anyone wants to give anything from the heart, the website has a little tab there. You can do gifting or whatever. And if anyone wants an appointment with me, please feel free, to give me a call or email or whatever, and we'll set something up. And I don't know what else to say. We can do either in an appointment, we can do either Zoom or we can do FaceTime or we can do telephone. It doesn't matter. And all right. Being anything in particular, my dear, anything you can think of, anyone think here.
Yes, I like to share with you my brother Bob. He's in the Philippines.
Okay.
I have another brother, the youngest one. He's very sick right now. In fact, we are not expecting him to make it.
What's his name?
His name is Jose.
Jose. Okay.
Yes, that's the youngest one.
Okay.
And my brother Bob, my youngest brother is financially challenged, and my brother Bob, who's a lawyer, so he's able to help out, and we've been having conference call, and so he's been a lot. He has been in a lot of emotional, stress, and
Sure.
and that is, if you could just pray for him.
For Bob?
For Bob, because I spoke to him this morning, and he seems he doesn't share all of what's bothering him, but I can sense, because we had a video call, and I can sense that there's a lot that's bothering him.
Yes. And what is being not feeling well with?
Oh, my youngest brother, he's been sick for a while now. He has some kind of muscular dystrophy, and now his breathing is affected. Now he's having difficulty breathing because of the muscle.
Okay.
And he was admitted in the hospital because he couldn't cough up any phlegm or any mucus. And of course he's always on his back, because he's he's just not able to get up on his own. And he was diagnosed with pneumonia, and he cannot feed himself anymore because his muscles are weak. and so he's being fed. But what they told me is that he's not able to eat because he's not able to swallow.
Right.
So they're afraid that he might aspirate. So that's where he is right now, at that state.
Okay.
My
What
prayer,
what I can do is I'll pray for his soul.
yes, my prayer for him this morning when I went to church was, if it's time for God to take him, that he would go in peace.
Oh, God will.
Yeah.
But yes, I understand, and to go in peace. Yeah, and I'll pray for his soul as well,
Yes.
which uh, has the ability to help that.
Mhm.
Okay, hon.
Okay,
Uh,
thank you so much.
Let me do Bob first.
Okay.
A clarity will come upon Bob.
Oh, thank you.
Understand that. And there's a confusion. I don't know of very many people in this world, and he falls into this, that understands life and death. That's a confusion for him.
Mhm.
And that's what he's going through.
I see.
So and he doesn't necessarily know how to react. So he's taking on a hurt,
Yeah.
but a clarity will come upon him,
Oh,
and
wonderful.
he'll be fine. He'll be fine.
Wonderful. Thank
Right.
you, Mark.
My pleasure. And with your um, other one, Jose, it's funny because when I first started praying for one and then the other, I forgot which one was which, and then it's like the voice said, "Don't worry about it; it's getting done." So it doesn't matter. The intent was there.
Yes.
And
Jose is the one that's sick.
yes, and with Jose, now please understand, and it's not my doing by any means. It's all by God. He
Right.
may pass sooner than later.
Yes. Yes. I already warned my siblings about that. I said, I
Yes,
don't think he will survive this because he's not able to take in any nutrition.
I understand. No, I
Yeah.
get it. I get it.
We'll just have to accept.
Sure.
But he's
Yeah.
been suffering for a long time. So my prayers is just take him peacefully.
Yes, and that's all that matters for without the suffering. Yes, I
Yes,
agree.
yes.
I agree. All right, my dear.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much.
Thank you. And I will make an appointment with you.
Please do. Thank you. I appreciate it.
I've been MIA too for all,
I know. I know.
but no, I never forgot you.
Blessings to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mark.
And I appreciate you being here. Aria, tell me something that's bugging you. Anything. Are you
Uh,
are you bugless?
no, I have bugs. Um, all day today, I've been dizzy, and I've been dizzy a few days previous to this, but not as bad as today. Today, I actually started wondering, do I go to the hospital? Eventually I used my intuition and I didn't go. Um,
And you're
but I
still
also have
here.
like, I know, I'm still here. And
Oh
I
my God.
had this sensation right here all day that I wondered was connected. And if it's not connected, I realize I just asked you for two things. So never mind. I just wanted to mention it.
All right.
Okay.
How was your eating today? Or for the past few days, I should say.
My eating?
Yeah,
Uh,
just curious.
I ate a
I
little
mean,
less than I do normally, but not much less.
uh, it for the past few days.
Yeah.
All right. That might be the causal of this. Your body needs more nutrient, more substance or sustenance, I should say. And that's also changing. Well, also your body is changing, so that's contributing to the body's blood flow, oxygenation, everything, the nutrients that you need, because the body is changing. So whenever you have a thought of I'm hungry, and you say, "Well, I'm going to wait for a little bit," or "I got something to do now," uh, have a little, something in there, and it'll take a few minutes of this something after you digest it to start taking effect.
Okay.
You're not vegetarian, are you?
Oh,
Okay, good. All right. Oh, here's Avra, whoever that is. All right. And someone's joining. All right. All right. So, what I'll do is let me go ahead and work with that area, because it's also pertaining to the blood flow and oxygenation and the nutrition of the body. So let me go ahead and do this. You may sense something happening in your head as well.
thank you so much. Thank you.
I just felt it done. It's done, whatever it is. And listen to what we just mentioned was the situation. Okay, hon?
Thank you. Thank you so
Great.
much. Thank you.
Oh, my pleasure, my honor. All right. Hey, Avra, how you doing?
Hold on. Oh, I'm good. Oh, you can hear me. It's
Yeah.
Okay. It's Avra. Hi. How are you?
Avra.
Yeah.
That's what I said at first, but then right when you were starting to come into the room, but then I changed it to Avra. So I apologize.
All right. No worries.
Um, any questions or anything, Avra? Please. How did you find out about this first?
Meetup. And I think
Oh,
I might have,
fantastic.
yeah, I might have come to it once before. It seems familiar. So, yeah.
Oh, fantastic. All right. Well, thanks for being here. I appreciate it. And I hope you
Thanks.
come back.
Thanks.
And I really pray that you get affected from what we do here.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, pleasure. And okay, so any questions or anything I can try to answer? All right. So, Avra, we've worked with just about everyone else. Is there anything you would like me to work with, or any questions I can try to
Well,
answer?
What are
Anything,
what
please.
are the possibilities? Because I don't really have any health issues or anything. You know what I
Oh,
mean? So,
fantastic. Yeah, I do.
okay.
I think that's great. If there's emotional dilemmas, dramas, or traumas, or if there's something physiological, biological, neurological, skeletal injury, or chronic, uh, you know,
No, the only thing, well, I went to the dermatologist and we're trying to cure like some itches that have been
oh,
around since menopause and stuff. Apart from that, like I don't think anything is physically wrong. Maybe is it possible to just work on stuff that I want, like does it have to be stuff that has to be fixed? Because what I want is a job where I don't have to drive to work because the driving is getting too much as it becomes winter, and I want to be able to walk to work or work remotely, Is it possible?
uh, yeah. What kind of work do you do, may I ask?
Well, so I'm basically a writer, but what I do right now is like managing PR agencies. But the job that I'm hoping to get is something maybe a little bit more creative, or at least partly creative. There's a theater, or like a playhouse, and also well, there's two of them in a row on this corner that I really like where I live, and I'd love to work at one of those.
Have you tried for them, hon?
Yeah, I have, and I thought I for sure would get that job, and I was surprised that I didn't. But I feel like there's a delay. That's what I feel.
Okay.
Yeah.
What I can do is I can ask in prayer.
Okay.
Uh, if and please do keep me updated. And
Oh yeah.
I'm personally needing a web person for myself and a social media person. So they would be boring jobs after a while, and small jobs if you're interested.
Thank you. That's not really my skill set.
Okay.
I know that because of where I work now. I'm not in marketing. I'm more on the,
Okay.
yeah, thank you though.
Okay. All right. I was going to put you immediately to work. So, all righty. Let me ask a blessing on you. Tell me about the itch. I'm curious about that.
Oh, well, sometimes I think your hormones change during menopause, and like lots and lots of women get really itchy arms. And I've had it for a few years now. I've been to a bunch of dermatologists. None of them can get rid of it. And
Sure.
yet it's a common thing. I mean, if you Google it, like you see pictures of this, but there's so many menopausal symptoms and they haven't really
Sure.
studied them. So yeah, I would love for that to go away because I basically feel like I'm, scratching my arms off and like it doesn't change anything.
Now, some of that also tell me something. Are you consciously aware of on your spine if there's tender spots?
Well, there's little clusters of little kind of bumps, which are also itchy on my spine that also weren't there before. And I showed all
Yes.
these to the dermatologist like a week ago, and she is smart and had lots of fancy names for the different kinds of itches or bumps that were going up and down my spine and wherever else they were. So she seems to know what types of things they are. But the whole thing is, they weren't there before. Like I always had an itchy back, but I didn't have any actual bumps or, yeah,
Correct.
if that makes sense.
Now, do you have bumps on the issues on your arms?
Yes.
Okay. Now, what I'd like to suggest, there's something at the drugstore. I don't know if it's Walgreens or CVS or where. They have uh, uh, cream for bumps,
Okay.
and it'll eliminate the bumps.
Good. Okay.
And when it does that, if that should be what it's for you, And I don't diagnose, I don't prescribe, I don't tell anyone they're healed. I let people pretty much tell me.
Mhm.
But if that may work for you as well.
Okay, well, but right now she's given me like a sort of a cream that I'm supposed to use. So
Okay, right.
yeah, let's see if that
I'm
does
just
anything. But
yeah,
I just don't think, I mean, honestly, I think it's an internal thing. You know what I mean? I don't
I
think,
do. And what
yeah.
I was suggesting earlier is that the nerves in the spine carry to various parts of the body as well.
Mm, mm,
Okay, so let me work with that a little bit
okay,
and also say a prayer for you, hon.
thanks.
All right, and another thing I like to suggest. Um, this is what people tell me as I've suggested this to them over the past, say, 25, 30 years. There's something I know Walgreens used to carry. It's called almonds, AMMENS,
Okay,
almonds powder, baby powder.
okay,
And uh, you have to get the original, not medicated powder.
okay,
And if you put it on your arms, a real light coat once or twice a day, going to bed and also waking up and after showering and stuff,
mhm,
if you put a little light coat there, it might take away uh, the irritation of
okay,
that.
okay,
And that's what I just saw.
okay, thanks.
My pleasure. Two simple things. And if Walgreens doesn't have it, they'll have it the next day.
Okay,
So
all
just to
right,
let you know.
thanks.
All right. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Uh, and I said a prayer for your potential position or
Thank
wherever it
you.
should be that's convenient for you in
Thank
your
you so
life.
much. Okay.
My pleasure. And please do come back. And all right. All right. Any other comments or questions I can try to answer, please? Anything. Elizabeth, anyone? Bing, Avra, anything, please. Well,
I'm trying to think
Bing, anything, hon?
I'm trying to think of a question.
That's okay. All right.
I
Now,
have a question. I
please.
I know that I try to live my life like to do the next right thing in front of me, to just let spirit bring in whatever's supposed to come in. But sometimes there are like themes or something, or I seem to be experiencing an inner shift right now and I've always read for people who are getting ready for liftoff, and that's fine with me. I've always dealt with that kind of thing. But lately, it's like people coming from out of the blue, like one right after another. A soldier on the front line somewhere, a friend in Beirut, somebody in war zones all of a sudden. And I'm just like, is there like some kind of air traffic control that's like sending me like so much of a similar theme?
Things come in waves.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we need the chaos in
Mm,
order for change to happen.
yeah.
We can't have change without chaos.
Mhm.
And so keep that in mind. Another thing is that uh, you've asked for a transition, a change in your life as well. And so now what's happening is, say you hit your pinnacle, and then all of a sudden everything is starting to happen. That's because we're crashing, and the crash is needed to happen in order to integrate everything that was in that pinnacle or developing pinnacle.
Mm,
And
wow.
so, yeah, so a lot of stuff is going to come from all different sides to distract you. Sure, it'll be stuff that's needed, you know, to be worked with or helped or whatever. But the more you separate yourself from that, the greater the integration happens of everything from that pinnacle that you've reached. If that makes sense, hon.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. I don't know. It makes as much sense as anything. Yeah. I do feel like it's like I was very comfortable doing what I always did.
It was
Not always
nice. It was
did, but
great.
yeah, it's
But
very,
there's
very.
growth. Yeah, there's growth
And
happening
all of a
too.
sudden, I'm going like, whoa.
Hey,
You know, because I used to be a journalist and you know, so I worked on crime every day of my life, you know. I mean, I saw some dark things, so
sure.
but I moved away from that. I had a good life as a medium. I was like everything was groovy and as an astrologer and all things, it just was like peace, peace, peace. And now like
Yeah. It's
yeah.
let the change happen.
Yeah,
Let the
let it
change
happen.
happen.
Yeah,
And,
yeah, yeah. It doesn't
and
mean I'm going backwards. I think my concern
correct.
is that, oh no, here we go again.
You see, the important thing is uh this is also a part of what people are going through in their own ways, to be objectively observant versus
Yes.
participating or reactive.
Right. Challenge. It's a challenge. Yes.
And that's when the greater comes in through that objectivity and observancy.
Yeah. Just if I can just be there, just be
Yeah.
present. Yeah.
God, the only true spirituality is integrating earth and heaven together. That's the true spirituality. Yeah, of course, we live in both worlds. We're not separate from either one more than the other. We make ourselves separate, and we bring it on. And the whole purpose of integrating earth and heaven is for the enjoyment of ourself. And that's what God responds to. And where we're not necessarily having to call on God or creator or nameless one or divinity or anything else you call it. Its purpose and function is to give unconditionally to us so that we can enjoy ourselves
Yes.
and
Yes.
to
Yeah.
experience life. Yes.
Yeah. And to like to just give and to not get caught up in it. Yeah.
In the thinking, the analyzing, critiquing, judging,
Yeah.
figuring it out, nothing.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we're claiming it. And then
Yes, and it's not ours.
yeah,
Yeah.
and we're claiming the drama and trauma and dilemmas, and
Yeah.
knowingly or unknowingly, mostly
Mm.
unknowingly, and that's what inhibits us.
Yes.
That's the catch that the mind of the world wants us to fall into, so that we sabotage ourselves. No one
Mhm.
else is sabotaging us. We're sabotaging ourselves by falling prey to it.
Right. Yeah, I'm
Yeah, I
still
hear
the
you.
same person I was, you know, a few weeks
Yeah,
ago. Yeah.
and love yourself, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then everything else that's encroaching upon you won't have room to affect you with the resistance or the dilemmas, dramas, and dramas.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
how
Yeah. Because
cool.
how can I lessen the suffering of others if I'm caught up in the suffering?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's great. Thank you so much.
Oh, my honor, my pleasure. Yeah. All right. Any other comments or questions before we boogie?
Yeah, I have a question mark.
Please.
How do you know that um you're being visited by your deceased relatives. Like I thought my mother visited me a few nights ago, but I don't know why. And um
What you do? Uh,
huh? How
you-
do you know what message? I mean, I don't think she just wanted to visit me. I think that there is a message behind.
I don't think that the message is very priority.
Uh-huh.
The biggest that'll come secondary. The
Uh,
priority is that you're discerning. You learn discernment, and you can do that with uh, as soon as you're conscious of it, as soon as you're aware of it, tell it to first stand in the light. And if it's real, the visitation is real, then it will share something greater and simpler to you.
it felt like I was half awake and half asleep, but I
Try
could.
to be, yes, and try to be conscious of those times. And even afterwards, contemplate it as you become aware you just got a message. As you're contemplating it and going back and trying to hear it again or to see something,
Mhm.
tell it to stand in the light and see what happens from that. Then there'll be a follow-up message of clarity, more simpler, and more information.
Okay.
That will show you the reality of that.
But is there always a mess? 'Cause she's been
No,
she passed.
sometimes the message, I know she passed, but um, but at the same time, you'll find out what more there is to it. There doesn't always have to be a message, but there always is a message, even in minutia.
I see.
And the minutia might just be letting you know she's there
Okay.
for guidance, direction, unbeknownst to you.
Okay.
It can be something simple, or it can be eventually leading into something more. And you just have to be observant.
Okay.
And if you're emotional over it, what's going to happen is there's going to be a dilemma that's created from it. And
No,
it's just not
actually I wasn't.
good.
And I actually woke up just to convince myself, yeah, I was awake, and I actually talked to her and said, thank you, Ma, for visiting me.
Cool.
'Cause- But
And ask her, and don't stop there though. Ask her, okay, what more is there to this? And see if, while you're focused on that, how deeply you can focus on that. Ask her how much more there is to this, or what is this about, or show me more, or tell me more, and listen intensely.
okay.
And that might also create a pattern of contact if
o-
you're interested.
Okay.
That'd be a cool thing to do.
Yes.
Enjoy. Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah, I'll try that.
Yeah. It's a
But
great exercise if you want to develop something.
she's been gone for like maybe 20 years,
Good.
less than 20.
Good.
So, well, okay.
Yeah.
We'll
All
try.
right. Yeah, please do. All right. Before we go, before we boogie, anything else anyone would like to ask or whatever? I'll
Mhm.
try to answer. Anything? All right, everyone. It's been an honor. Please do come back next week.
Yeah, I
Please.
enjoyed this.
Yeah. Yeah. Same here. And Aria, I'm curious, Aria, did you hear about this through the meetup, or did you hear about this through just always coming?
Talking to me or
Aria,
Abra?
Aria,
Me. And please ask the question again. I'm sorry, I didn't understand.
did you come in through meetup, or did you come in just through the website, or what?
The website.
Okay, good, good. I just want to make
Yeah.
sure I'm getting both.
Yeah.
All right, good, because that's new, and we'll see what happens from that. Fantastic. And let's see, and Bing, did you hear about this through Meetup or otherwise?
Actually, Nini got in touch with me today.
Fantastic.
Yes, and
Okay.
because we talked the other day, and I was telling her about
Yes.
my family, and she
Okay.
called me today, and she says, "I'll register you again." I said, "Oh yeah, that's right. Okay,
Well,
sure."
keep coming back,
I'm
Bing.
really happy that I
Yeah.
did.
Keep coming back, Bing.
Yes, I will.
All right, everyone. It's been an honor. Please, if you want to set up an appointment with me, it gets a lot more extensive. And this is just a taste. It's like a show and tell for to some degree.
I
And
will make an appointment with you. FaceTime.
please. And also, if anyone's interested, you can go to the website and there's a gifting tab at the bottom. Please feel free from your heart.
Okay.
And I will say my adieus. And
Okay.
I'm going to go and eat.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mark.
Thanks, have a
Thank
good
you.
night.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Honor
Bye-bye.
everyone. Blessings.
Blessings.
Peace.